KD2 LRX FusionNet set to begin at 9 officially, but as you all know, if you've joined this net before, pre-checks begin in just about 5 minutes. Please stay clear of the air waves and this frequency until 8:30. Clearing the air till 8:30 when we will start pre-checks. KD2 LRX. Let's try it again. KD2 LRX. KD2 LRX. The only station I want to hear from is Joe. If Joe is there, KD2 LRX. Joe, are you there?
Jay, try it one more time, man. Something's up with your audio big time. I'm going to try and record it to send it to you.
KD2 LRX. FusionNet set to begin officially at 9 p.m. Pre-checks to start in just a little while. KD2 LRX.
It was on my side, brother. It was on my side. I just found what the issue was. Sorry about that.
Not a problem at all. Except to say I unplugged my microphone, plugged it back in. And by the way, just a minute ago, between our texts, I discovered a wasp the size of my thumb, if not larger, and it was flying. I mixed it with Raid, and it wouldn't come down, and then eventually it came down and was able to kill it. The thing was nasty big.
You want tonight?
Joe, you went in and you went out. You went in and you went out on that one. Didn't really hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I did that entirely too quick. I said he wanted to join the FusionNet.
It very well could have been, but he was freaky, man. This thing was ginormous. All right, guys. We are a minute away from doing pre-checks. Pre-checks are FusionNet. We are 30 seconds away. How about this? I'll keep talking until I unkey. That is when you could check into FusionNet. And actually, while I am on, I'm going to put Joe in as our second entry for tonight, right after me. How about that? Okay. So, guys, it is the official start of FusionNet pre-checks. Any stations looking to check in may come at me with their call sign, local temperature, and whether or not they have traffic. Check-ins, check-ins, check-ins. It is pre-check time for FusionNet. Any radio stations wishing to check in early for FusionNet, which will start officially at 9 p.m., are more than welcome to do so now. Just need your call sign, your name, and whether or not you have traffic.
Kilo Bravo 2, India Delta X-ray, KB2IGX. Chris, no traffic.
All right, Chris, welcome to FusionNet. I got in there. Just need your local temperature.
It is 77 degrees and 82% humidity, and it's still raining.
All right, thank you very much, Chris. Great to have you on board, KB2 IDX from Cape Coral, Florida. Joe, I want to turn it to you. Oh, I think you put in your temperature. 71 in traffic. All right, you did it already. Never mind. I am calling any other stations looking to check in now. KD2 LRX. Where is everyone tonight? KD2 LRX. Fusion pre-check happening right now. 2 minutes in fact, for pre-check. Any stations wishing to check in may do so by calling that control, KD2 LRX.
This is Kilo Delta 2, Mike Sierra Uniform. Howie on Coney Island, Brooklyn, New York. It's 72 degrees. I'll have a weather update.
All right, we got you in, Howie. KD2 MSU, Brooklyn, New York, 72 degrees, and you've got our weather coming up in just a bit. All right, any other stations looking to check in? Here's your chance, KD2 LRX. KD2 LRX FusionNet pre-check. So far, we have 3, actually make it 4 on the roster. You have AC2AE, Great Bend, Brooklyn, KB2 ITX in Cape Coral, Florida, KD2 MSU in Coney Island, Brooklyn, and me, KD2 LRX. Who wants to be number 5? KD2 LRX is net control.
Net control, November 5, Delta Whiskey Romeo. Dennis, Spring, Texas, currently 87 degrees and no traffic.
All right, very good. We have the one and only Dennis in Spring, Texas, N5 DWR. Welcome aboard, Dennis. Great to have you in here. 87 degrees. I got you having no traffic tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, who wants to be number 6 on that list? KD2 LRX. Check-ins, 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 pre-check-ins. KD2 LRX. Any stations wishing to check in? Here's your chance. Who wants to be number 6 on the list? KD2 LRX. Net control.
Where's all the check-ins tonight? Check-ins.
KK7AYJ in Boise, where it's 83 degrees, and I will have traffic.
KD2 LRX. Is there a station that I heard coming in there besides Joe? If there was, I'd like to log them in. KD2 LRX.
KK7AYJ in Boise, where it is 83 degrees. I will have traffic.
All right, we have number 6 right now. KK7AYJ, Annette in Boise, Idaho. She's got her joke of the evening. It's 83 degrees in Boise, and she's ready to hang out with us. Who wants to be number 7? KD2LRX.
Well, number 7 would love to be November 7, Mike Kilo Yankee. That would be the Monkey Man pilot with 83 degrees in Boise, Idaho, and I don't have traffic, but I'll think of something.
All right. We have the Monkey Man himself, David, sounding a lot better tonight, which is a good sign after he got his eye surgery. And he's at 83 degrees and 7 MKY. Would love to hear his traffic in just a little while. Who wants to be number 8? 82 LRX.
Kilo Bravo Zero, Bravo Sierra India, Minot, North Dakota, with a temperature of 66, no traffic.
All right, KV0BSI, I got you in there. I think you said 66 degrees. Is that correct?
Like the route to California, Route 66.
All right, I got you in there. 66, Minot, North Dakota. Welcome aboard, Thomas. All right, who wants to be checked in number 9, KD2LRX? This is pre-check on FusionNet. Check-ins, come one, come all. KD2LRX, net control, y'all.
KD2LRX, this is Victor Kilo 4 Echo Hotel Tango. Temperature is 61 degrees Fahrenheit and no traffic. Over.
VK4 Echo Hotel Tango. Welcome aboard, Bruce. From Tarragindi, Australia, where it's 61 degrees. No traffic tonight. I got you in there, loud and clear. Number 9, number 9. All right, who wants to be number 10? Number 105 plus 5. Hold that control now. 82 LRX, calling, any and all stations. Wishing to check into FusionNet about 15 minutes early. CollNet control now. System Fusion enthusiasts, come one, come all. This is FusionNet, officially set to begin at 9 p.m. However, since 8:30, we have done something that is a tradition here on FusionNet. We've called for pre-checks, and so far we have 9 pre-checks, including AC2AE, KB2IDX, KD2MSU, N5DWR, KK7AYJ, N7MKY, KB0BSI, DK4EHC. Who is next? It could be you, KD2LRX.
ZL2BZ, listening with FusionNet.
All right, we have ZL2BEZ, Paul in Wellington. I'm not sure what country Wellington is. If you want to go ahead and tell me, and also what your local temperature is in Fahrenheit, please.
ZL2BEC. This is K2CVD, Chris in Manhattan, New York City.
Hold it right there, guys. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Hold it right there, guys. This is a controlled net. So please, 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 wait for net control to give you the go-ahead to talk. But we do have ZL2BEZ there. If you, Chris, want to tell me, maybe you have some information as to who Paul is and where he's from. ZLB or ZL2BEZ. Are you with us, Paul? All right, nothing heard, nothing heard. So, with that said, if Chris is there, Chris, are you with us?
Hi, Jason. This is Chris, Kilo 2, Charlie Victor Delta, on the Upper West Side, and I didn't try to take over the net. I just wanted to let the New Zealand station know that he had gotten through because it was kind of silent. But I'm here, no traffic, and 71 degrees. K2CVD, back to net control.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, no worries at all. We just want to make sure that we keep order on the net by making sure that everything goes through net control. But I do appreciate that, Chris, very much, as always. And thank you for acknowledging that he's from New Zealand. I didn't know that, and now he's in the net logger. Fantastic. Very good. All right, guys, we are 6 minutes away from FusionNet. And we are doing the last round of pre-checks for FusionNet, and then it's the big shebang. It's the granddaddy of nets officially about to begin at 9 p.m. Any stations wishing to check in early may do so now, though. KD2 LRX.
K6OWF.
K6OWF, another fine gentleman from Boise, Idaho. Robert, welcome aboard. Robert, what's your local temperature in Boise, and do you have traffic tonight? OWF, are you with us? If so, want to know what your local temperature is tonight in Boise and if you have traffic.
And did you pick that up?
K6OWF, no, I did not. What did you say your local temperature is and if you have traffic?
Sometimes this is K6OWF. Sometimes the sound of the radio just blinks out, so I turned it off and turned it back on. This is K6OWF standing by.
All right, K6OWF, I got you in there. I just need to know two things. Do you have traffic tonight and also your local temperature, please?
Roger that. I have no traffic tonight, and it is 81 degrees.
All right, fantastic. I appreciate that. Okay, guys, with that said, we have 12 check-ins so far. And good evening, this is FusionNet. I'm KD2LRX, your net control operator for this evening. This net meets every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, unless otherwise noted. And, of course, you don't need to be a member to check in, but why not consider joining? After all, it is totally free to do. So how do you join the net? Very simple. Or how do you join officially to be a member of FusionNet? Check in 10 times consecutively. That means in a row. At the time of your 10th check-in, simply tell us if your email address is up to date on your QRZ page. If it is not, please let us know by sending us an email at fusion@thefusionnet.org. Don't forget, with membership, you will have access to exclusive content on our website, which is thefusionnet.org, by the way. If you're not a member yet, you will have restricted access to that website. So there's plenty of great content on thefusionnet.org, and the world just opens up even more when you check in 10 consecutive times and you become an official member. As I said, it's totally free. So all you have to do is bring yourself to FusionNet Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern and check yourself in. All right. So this net is a directed net. That means all traffic goes through me, net control. In order to check into this net, simply switch off your AMS. That's your automatic mode select on your Fusion radio and go over to digital narrow DN mode. Use your press to talk button, pause for a moment, and then transmit your call sign, your name, your location, your temperature, and if you have traffic for the net. Easy peasy stuff, folks. So at this time, we're going to only be calling from mobile, short on time, or in and out stations only who would like to check in. Any mobile, short on time, or in and out stations who will want to check into FusionNet, here's your chance, KD2 LRX. any mobile, short on time, or in and out stations, here's your chance. KD2 LRX, check into FusionNet. All right, with nothing heard, we're now calling any and all stations wishing to check into FusionNet. Any and all stations wishing to check into FusionNet may do so now. KD2 LRX is your net control. Come on, guys. There's got to be a 13th and 14th and a 15th check-in out there. Why is everyone so quiet tonight? Huh? Why is everyone so quiet tonight? Call net control now if you'd like to check in. Don't be shy. I don't bite. KD2 LRX. Calling for check-ins.
Yeah, KD2 LRX. This is K6LWF. It's just a guess, but maybe they're watching the Rams and the Buffalo and the New York Buffalo Bills.
Okay. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe people are watching football tonight. I did not know that. Huh, could be. I know also Queen Elizabeth has passed. Maybe some people are, watching coverage on that. Maybe some people are getting in the last few days of summer. Who knows what it is? But I'm going to do one more call for check-ins for now, and there'll be plenty of other opportunities to check into FusionNet. But if nothing is heard, then we'll start doing some traffic. So with that said, KD2LRX is calling for any stations looking to check in. Please call net control now, KD2LRX. Alrighty then, nothing heard. So with that said, there will be plenty of other opportunities to come in case you're a little camera shy right now. But we'll turn things over to Joe, AC2AE, who inputted his own information to NetLogger tonight. Joe? Welcome aboard, buddy. What do you got for us in terms of traffic? I know you've got some great stuff to say and share.
Yeah, right. One good thing about being one of the net control operators and having all the equipment here is I'm able to see when all the links drop, so I know exactly when to key up. All right, so first up on my list is avocado, broccoli, green tea, salmon, grape. Oh wait a minute, that's my grocery list. Hold on a second. Whew. I'm tired today, guys. But everybody, just to let you know, 56 years ago, 56 years ago, on September 8th, 1966, that's right, it was a Thursday night, just like the FusionNet, Star Trek was first aired on television, and it was season 1, episode 1, and the name of the episode was The Man Trap. So for all you Trekkies out there, we have not only is it a 56-year anniversary, but it was on a Thursday night. Well, woohoo! Well, I just want to start off by thanking everybody here. Especially, I want to thank. Oops, what did I do? I just closed my page here. Reopen. Where is it? Where is it? Reopen. Reopen. Huh? Why can't I reopen that? I guess I don't have it set up yet. But what I'd like to do is, guys, I'd like to thank all of the FusionNet team. We have got a great team out over here. Let me see, I gotta watch my time so I don't time it over here. Okay, there we go. All right. So just to start off, what a great team that we've got, guys. First off, we have got for the net control operators, we've got Jay KD2LRX who is hosting tonight. We've got Russ KG0BK who usually handles the net logger, but he's been a little absentee lately. None other than Pilot Dave N7MKY and myself for the net control operators. Our system engineer is Ryan W4EAE. He lives out in South Carolina. He is a great man and a good friend of mine. Then we got the ambassadors to the FusionNet, who's K2ACD, Matt, and K2CVD, Chris, who are always out on the radio, always talking up the FusionNet and sending people our way, helping to grow our community out here and Fellowship of Ham Radio for the FusionNet. How could I forget? Our resident comic relief. We got KK7AYJ, Annette, and we have our resident meteorologist, KD2MSU. Guys, we really, we couldn't, guys. All right, I'm not net control operator, so that doesn't count. So, guys, you guys add so much to the. I know, I timed it out. They're already busting my chops. But like I said, everybody that I just named, man, they add so much to the FusionNet, and it's hard to believe that Jay and we did it so long without some of these people, and I just feel as though that we've never done it without them. So they just, they just add so much, and I just feel like they've been here since day one. So, I'm just forever grateful to everybody who participates in the FusionNet, and especially you guys out there that come here week after week just to show us the support, to hear what we're going to talk about. It's just something special, guys. I got to say, we never thought that it would turn out to be this way and be so good. And I've had my moments. I've had my moments, but just to let you guys know too, on our FusionNet we have a website. It's called thefusionnet.org. Thefusionnet.org. Guys, go check out our webpage, man. We have got so much to offer out there, and if you are blocked from any of the pages, guys, we do have a 10 check-in policy. You check in 10 times, you get free lifetime membership, which opens up the entire website to you. And on that website, guys, we have just great stuff. Just one, if you guys are having trouble connecting to the FusionNet, just go there. We have a How to Connect page. You can go to the How to Connect page, and there is just so many ways. If you have an open spot, if you have a Pi Star, whatever you're using, we've got all the modes that you can come in through, whether it be YSF, DMR, or D-Star, whether you're coming in from the Quad Net, or if you're coming in from the XLX Net or the YSF Net. You guys can come in any way that you guys want. We're really trying to make this as easy as possible for you. So we have a step-by-step process on how to connect for everybody. Oh boy, these guys are really going nuts tonight. They're probably seeing how they can disturb me while I'm talking. Awesome. All right. Also, guys, we've got a page here dedicated just to Rusty Balloons. You know, I gotta get Russ's name. Oh yeah, Russ is up there, KG0BK. Rusty Balloons. We have a page, Rusty Balloons. Let me let this drop so I don't time out for a second time. Okay, we got another page on our website called Rusty Balloons page. Russ is all the way out in Manchester, Iowa, and his club and the guys he hangs out with, man, they launch balloons every so often. The W5KUB. You go check out their website, but go to our website and go to the Rusty Balloons page, and there's all the links. There's links of them launching the balloon. There's links of the cameras. Sometimes they put a camera on the balloon. There's cameras showing it there. There's one video where there is an actual UFO. Yes, well, UFO. We don't know what it is, but there is a UFO on there. So go check it out. They've got Ham TV on that page. It's a really cool page. Another one of the pages that, guys, we want you to check out, thanks to Dave and 7MKY, he just put this up a couple of weeks ago. It's the Tesla Files. So go check out that page. It's got the whole entire series of the Tesla Files. They're short videos about, I think they're like about 30 minutes or 45 minutes long. And it's the whole history of Nikola Tesla. And as you know, guys, we love Nikola Tesla over here. We base everything off of him on this net, as you guys all know. The next one is, let's see, we've got topics of interest. Guys, the topics of interest page, go check that page out, guys. If you're ever bored, you have nothing to do, go. We explain trans-equatorial propagation. We got the Hepburn maps on there. We got the VHF propagation. We got stuff on moon bounce. We've got Radio Garden, where there's radios around the world. We got Hack the Menu. We've got, so many things. Amazon Warehouse with things that are on sale. We've got, oh man, I'm going to just read some of them. We've got the Omni Calculator. We've got, let's see, share files privately and secure without a size limit. It's called Toffee Share. We got Clip and Drop. We got Split My Songs, Event Maps. We've got just so much on there. And if you have a site with some sort of topic of interest, email it to us, guys. We have an email address. It's fusion at thefusionnet.org. Once again, it's fusion at thefusionnet.org. If you want to get your topics of interest up there, just email me the link, and we'll get it up there. Let me let this drop one more time. Okay. So if you have a topic of interest, we'll definitely get that up there. We'll get the link up there. I know I've got some updating I've got to do, but I've got a pretty busy schedule, but we will get it up there. We also, guys, every week, Howard KD2 MSU, he comes along, he gives us his meteorologist report. He used to just do it locally, but the bigger we got, the more he expanded his report. So you can check that page out too on FusionNet.org. Just go to KD2 MSU Meteorologist. I believe it's KD2 MSU Warmest and Coldest Temperatures. And what else we have? Oh, how could I forget? We got Cigarette and Net's Joke of the Week. And if you guys hear the joke here and you can't remember it, just go to the website. We put it up there every week, guys. Every week we update the site, so you'll see the latest joke out there. We also got our latest check-ins and stats by K2CBD. He's not only our ambassador to the net, but he is our local statistician as well, and he gives us all the stats from where everybody is coming from, what countries, the cities, how many net control timeouts there are. And I know I got, well, even though I'm not net control tonight, I'm going to leave this one out for Dave to talk about. But last but not least, guys, one of my favorites, man, we have merchandise, guys. We have shirts, and if you want an official FusionNet t-shirt, guys, go check out the merchandise. They are quality shirts. They are handmade. They're beautifully made, I gotta say, by a wonderful, handsome guy. And he's brilliant. He's smart. He's handsome. What else? He's AC2AE, me. So go check out the shirts, guys. They're reasonably priced. And all the proceeds for the shirts, I don't make nothing on it at all. We just cover the cost of the shirts, and everything goes to the FusionNet to keep everything running for repeater, repairs, electricity, internet, upgrades, and all that good stuff. So get yourself a nice shirt. Go check them out. See what they're all about. We got a few different types there for each one of our net control operators. So you pick your favorite net control operator, and you get their shirt. All right. Let's see. What else am I forgetting? What else am I forgetting? I don't know, Jay. I think I may have covered it all, and I don't know, I only took up like about what, about 9 to 12 minutes of our time. We're going to time out again, so I'm going to let it drop. Okay, a little bit of a technical glitch there. But all right, I do believe I've got everything. Just want to thank the FusionNet team again. I want to thank all of you who participate, who come here every week, and even the new guys out here. Don't forget to check in 10 times in a row. Guys, we're not really a stickler for the whole 10 times in a row. We really just want you to keep coming back. So if you're around your 9th time and you're going to be off next week with family or something like that, drop me an email. It's fusion@thefusionnet.org. Let me know if everything on QRZ is up to date. We'll get you in there without a problem. And I think that is it. I think I have covered it all. And let's see, my grocery list. Yes, got to get avocados, broccoli, green tea, salmon, grapefruits, bananas, blueberries, coconut oil, eggs, brown rice, oatmeal. All right, Jay, back on over to you. I've taken enough time of the club's time. AC2, AE, back on over to KD2, LRX. Oh, Jay, wait a minute. I forgot something. I can't believe I forgot it.
You did a wonderful job. Wonderful job covering it all for us tonight. And I appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. Or thank you very much, Joe, and guys, for taking a listen. And yeah, why not join our club? Pretty awesome group of guys here. And girls. Can't forget Annette. All right. Let's go on over to KD2. Oh, wait. He's not done. He's got something else he wants to say. Joe, take it away.
I can't believe I forgot this one. I am so sorry, guys. So sorry. Guys, Monday night, or ladies and gentlemen, I should say, and amateur radio operators of all ages, Monday night on the 5th was Jay's birthday. So, Jay, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. And coincidentally, on Jay's birthday, Monday, September 5th, we had the first ever FusionNet Amateur Radio Brothers in Christ Bible Fellowship. I know it was light. I know it was a holiday, so we only had a few members there, but we had a really good time. We had lots of testimony. We've had some scriptures. We had some prayer. It was really fun, guys. We're going to do this every Monday night, providing you guys keep showing up. So you guys keep showing up. We're going to keep on doing it. It's the Amateur Radio Brothers in Christ Bible Fellowship. So, guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you care to join, come join me. It's at 8 o'clock Monday nights right here on this system, on the FusionNet. And everybody is welcome, and I mean everybody's welcome. If you just want to listen in and just get yourself on the roster and just hear what we have to say, like I said, everybody's welcome, guys. It's the Amateur Radio Brothers in Christ Bible Fellowship. And with that, I'm going to throw it back on over to Jay. Don't forget to wish him a happy birthday. His birthday was Monday, guys. So this is Radio Station Alpha Charlie 2, Alpha Echo Joe in Gravesend, Brooklyn, New York. Turning it back on over to Net Control, KD2 LRX.
Joe, thank you very much for that. Really appreciate it. And let me tell you, your singing is getting really much better. You were in key. You were in sync. You know, compared to what I do when I sing people happy birthday, you were in key. I would have bought that album of you singing happy birthday to me. Let's put it that way. That was just well done. So thank you very much, AC2AE. And how about that Bible Fellowship Christian Net? That is awesome stuff on our network on Monday evenings. Or Monday evenings. Yeah, Monday evenings. So you all want to definitely check that out. All right. Let's see. Who is next on the roster with traffic? Oh, yeah. It is our resident meteorologist, Howie, KD2MSU, the most accurate weatherman in the business. He's got our forecast for this upcoming weekend and tomorrow. Take it away, KD2MSU.
Okay, let me update everyone on tropical systems, which are staying away from the mainland primarily. If you know anyone in Bermuda, have a little problem right now and into tomorrow morning with Duke of Earl, probably an inch or two of rain and some 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts for Bermuda. And if you're in the most southern tip of California, around Sunday, Monday, you may get a little rain from a system, I think K-A-Y, that may die out the next day. So you may get some rain. I don't know if you need it down there. They say it never rains in Southern California, but may rain on Sunday, Monday. Back home, had a few bad days where we got the needed rain, not as much as people wanted or thought we were going to get. But we did catch up a little bit on the minor drought that we're having. Okay, so tomorrow, nice. Saturday looks nice, both days in the low 80s. 80 is no longer normal temperature in New York. September 5th was the last day with a normal of 80. So when you hear 80, it's above normal from now on. And you'll hear that probably for the next 2 weeks. Okay, Sunday will probably start going downhill. Monday and Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, another, just like we just had this week, another inch or two of rain and take 2 or 3 days to clear out. Let's see what else is there. Basically, cooling down if you're in the westernmost part of the country, should be cooling off, getting below normal, and the rest of the country will be above normal, say about 80% of the country. And we're in the middle of the country, like Nebraska and places like that. I think you're going to be having some 100-degree weather over the next 2 weeks. So I hope I included everybody. I don't know if we had any listeners there in Bermuda or California, but that's the story. It's Kilo Delta 2, Mike Sierra Uniform, and at Net Control.
All right, GD2MSU. Thank you very much. And how about that, guys? We've got forecast in Bermuda. That's really cool. Very nice. All right, N5. DWR doesn't have traffic tonight, but thank you to KD2MSU for his. Let's go on over to the joke of the evening with KK7AYJ. Annette, where are you, Annette? KK7AYJ, it's your turn. You're up. You're up. KK7AYJ, where'd you go? Where'd you go?
KK7AYJ.
The floor is yours, Annette. Take it away.
4 men are in a hospital waiting room because their wives are having babies. A nurse approaches the first guy and says, "Congratulations, you're the father of twins." "That's odd," answered the man. "I work for the Minnesota Twins." The nurse then yells at a second man, "Congratulations, you're the father of triplets." "That's weird," answers the second man. "I work for the 3M company." The nurse goes up to the third man, saying, "Congratulations, you're the father of quadruplets." "That's strange," he answered. "I work for the Four Seasons Hotel." But the last man begins groaning and banging his head against the wall. "What's wrong?" asked the others. "I work for 7-Up."
And say the last one again. I need to hear the punchline there.
Can you hear me okay? Net control? No, sir. Okay.
Yeah, I hear you fine. Go ahead with that punchline one more time. The last part of it. I need to hear that. I missed the punchline. I got everything else. But that was on me.
The last man begins groaning and banging his head against the wall. What's wrong? The other asked. I work for Santa.
Oh, you broke up at the end. Do it one more time. One more time. You broke up. You broke up. I need to hear it again. He was knocking his head in. What happened? Where did he work for? Who did he work for?
The others asked, what's wrong? I work 7-Up.
Ah, now I heard it. That was a good one. That was a good one. Fantastic. Very nice, Annette. Annette with our joke of the evening, a tradition on FusionNet each and every Thursday night, KK7AYJ. And be sure, folks, if you want to repeat any of the jokes, you just have to go on over to the FusionNet.org and you can catch all of the jokes. Jokes as well as check-ins, as well as the hottest and coldest temperatures. Those are usually updated Fridays in the evenings, probably somewhere around 7 o'clock at night. So be sure to check those out. All right, but you can certainly check out last week's joke now at the FusionNet.org. All right, very good. Let's go on over to N7MKY. He says that he'll make up some traffic. So what do you have to say, Captain Cataract, N7MKY?
In 7MKY, coming to you live from Boise, Idaho, where the temperature continues to drop, and it is up 80 degrees. It actually feels like fall. Well, when you count the 20 degrees, it's like 100. But yeah, traffic. Okay, traffic. It was saved for me, so here I go. If you go to the FusionNet.org/YouTube, you'll see all the wonderful streams that we've been doing for quite some time now. So if you missed a net and you want to go back on a net and hear the question of the day or a question of the evening, the trivia, or what's in your go bag, that was one of our episodes. That's all available on the FusionNet.org/YouTube. And at the very, very top of the page is the subscribe. We would greatly appreciate you subscribing to our channel. The more subscribers we get, now we need them. I think we're at 12, so we can. But go ahead and subscribe. You can always catch our net on the. So if you happen to be out of town and you just want to listen to it, you can. And as we start moderating and listening and participating in the chat on the YouTube channel, you can actually chat via the YouTube channel. Fancy that.
All right, David, thank you very much for that information about our YouTube channel. Yeah, we could totally use more subscribers, and that could be you. So definitely check out our YouTube channel. You can, of course, engage with us not only on the air here on FusionNet, but you could also do so on our Fusion channel on YouTube, as well as through, of course, email at fusion@thefusionnet.org, fusion@thefusionnet.org. Thank you very much, N7MKY from KD2LRS. All right, I think that clears out all the traffic for this evening, except for me to say that I got home kind of late from work today. I got home probably 7:45 or so, quickly ate dinner, and then I'm setting off. I turned on the radio, we were good to go and everything. All of a sudden I see a bee the size of my thumb. the sucker is flying around in my living room. I mean, this thing wasn't even a bee. It was like a wasp. And it's flying around. So I got the good old handy dandy can of Raid and sprayed, and the damn thing not coming down, not coming down. Eventually, all of a sudden, it fell right to the ground. The Raid got them, and he is dead. Thank goodness, because I hate bugs. And I don't care about um, the bees. I'm sorry to say, they drive me nuts. You know what? I dislike bees so much that I won't even eat a box of Honey Nut Cheerios. How about that? How about that? I despise Honey Nut Cheerios, and I despise the commercials for Honey Nut Cheerios with that bee. All right, that's all I got to say about that one right there. Joe's sending me a picture of a bee. All right. Anyways, at this time, I think it's a great opportunity to see if any other stations want to check in. Please call Net Control now if you're one of stations TD2 LRX.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everybody out there. This is Kilo Bravo 6, Delta Hotel Romeo. Mike, Kelso, Washington, 73.6 degrees, sunny, no traffic.
All right, Michael Kelso, or Mike from Kelso. 73.6 degrees in Kelso, Washington. Welcome aboard. It wouldn't be a FusionNet without Mike. We're grateful to have him here tonight. Your traffic came through, David. You were talking about our YouTube channel, and then I thought you were done. At first, I was like, "Is he done, or did he drop out?" And I thought maybe you were done. But you could totally come back right now if you want to wrap up anything.
No, I'm good. Not a whole lot going on over here. Do we have a question of the day or anything like that?
Oh yeah, we absolutely do. We haven't hit it yet. It's coming up very soon, so stay tuned, Michael. But David, did you have any other additional traffic that you wanted to share? David, in Boise, take it away if you do. I don't know. Maybe you're not hitting that push to talk button hard enough or something. I don't know.
And 7MK high. Yeah, no, I was gonna drop and then come back with some more traffic. Wasn't even sure if my traffic went through. When I unkeyed, you were talking. So, I guess that's it.
EK20BK.
All right. Well, David, yeah, we heard the juice of it, if you will. Some of it dropped out, I guess. I thought you were done talking. I thought you may have said that's it, and that was the end of the transmission because I didn't hear you come back afterwards. So my apologies. But thank you. Yeah, definitely once more. Check out the YouTube page. We're up to 12 fans, but we definitely want all of you all to become fans of it as well. So don't be shy. And it's, as David said, a great way to also interact with us too. Leave comments there and chat it up with us. All right, there's a chat box, so you can interact live on the FusionNet's YouTube page, YouTube channel. All right, with that said, we have KZ0BK, Russ in Manchester, Iowa. He's on board. Russ, welcome aboard, sir. What's your local temperature, and do you have traffic?
Well, thank you, Jason, and hard time getting through here tonight.
my fault, I think. Our internet is going goofy. We just got new internet in about 3 weeks ago, and all fiber optics, no problems until they cut through it somewhere. So I'm on my phone, so to speak, trying to get through. So hopefully everything's coming through. We have, what was it, 69 degrees, and I do have some traffic if you're hearing me all right. KG0BK.
I hear you fantastic. So with that said, 69 degrees, you've got traffic. It's your turn, my friend. Take it away.
Okay, I tried getting in here for quite a few, well, about a half hour now. All I heard was Joe came back when I got in and said he timed out. Imagine that. Joe timing out. He only did that Monday night 3 times, but I won't say anything about that. Hi, Joe. Let's see. Okay, I tried to send you a message, and in fact, all 3 of you, Dave, Joe, and oh, you, duh. I had an updated picture of, I think you 3, and that I had enhanced and tried to send that to the FusionNet. I'm getting it back. But anyway, besides that, traffic for tonight, first of all, balloon, unbelievable. We finally made it around 82 days to go around the world. We went around the United States about 3 times from coast to coast in that time, and over to Japan, and then back to the United States. But we finally made it around the world, and right now we're sitting in, I'm not really sure where. It's northeast, the balloon is northeast of Moscow. Northeast of Moscow, and about straight north of Afghanistan. And I think I still have that one wrong. You corrected me on that last time. But that's where we're at right now. And with that, I do have some, a little bit of, let's say, Cracker Jack specs if you'd like to hear them.
Well, take it away, sir, with those Cracker Jack facts.
Okay, Jay, thank you. I want to make sure everybody was hearing me all right. First of all, I got to go back to last week on September 2nd, because this was actually in 1969, September 2nd. This was actually when the internet was born. The first packets were sent between the Sigma 7 mainframe that was the first internet code, and it went to a Honeywell-based IPM, which is an Internet Message Processor, and that was all done at UCLA. So, sorry, whoever thought they invented the Internet. We'll try to make this short and sweet. 1957, Aletha Gibson becomes the first American to win the U.S. Open title. Let's see, 1993, the Joy Luck Club, the first major studio movie with an all Asian American, mostly female cast. 1985, Delano Grape Strike begins. That was something to do with Filipino American farm workers refused. Kind of like the Boston Tea Party, I believe. You can look that up. Let's see what else is good. Michelangelo's statue of David is unveiled to the public in 1504 on this date. Let's see what else we got good here. New Amsterdam becomes New York. Anybody that knows where New York is probably knows New Amsterdam. Yeah, well, that was the capital of the Netherlands, and the English naval hoped to resist the English, but he was an unpopular ruler, and it kind of turned around, and that's how that happened. And let this drop for a moment, and I'll be right back. Okay, it looks like everything's still fairly good here, except I might have too much power. Well, if you're hearing me, that's okay. World War II in 1943, Italian surrender is announced. And the Vietnam War, 1954, CETO was established by President Dwight Eisenhower. And let's see what else we've got. Guess that's going to be about it for there. In 1986, Oprah Winfrey Show is broadcast nationally. And there was a deadly hurricane in Texas in 1900. It killed more than 6,000 people. It was kind of unreliable estimates because the victims were hard to make out. Anyway, let's see. 1945, the American troops arrived in Korea. Yeah, the old Korean conflict. And let's see. And that was about it. A random quote for the day, just to throw one out. Democracy is two wolves and a sheep getting together and voting on what to have for dinner. Liberty, on the other hand, is an armed sheep. Just saying. KG0BK.
KG0BK, how about that with the Cracker Jack facts? Love them. I will tell you this. I love what you did to our photo, too. You actually made us look presentable. You know? I can't speak for Joe, because Joe's a handsome fellow, but me, you know what? I could use all the touch-ups that you want to provide me. And you made me look good, my friend. Very, very nice job, Russ. KG0VK from KD2LRX. Alright, who else wants to check into this FusionNet? KD2LRX is net control. Check-ins. Who wants to check into FusionNet? Here's your chance, KD2LRX. All right, nothing hurts. Wow, kind of a quiet one tonight. But that's all right. We have great company. The people who are here are wonderful. Fantastic, actually. Except maybe Dave. I don't know. I'm only kidding, Dave. All right. All right, all right, all right. So, I guess with that said, let's go over to the question of the evening. So, for Joe, who always asks me, what's the question of the evening? What's the question of the evening? And guys, I tell Joe and Dave what the question of the evening is. Sometimes even like a week before it's even my turn to be the host of FusionNet. And then Joe comes over to me and he's like, dude, what's the question for the evening? I'm like, Joe, check your email. He's like, then he reads it and he's like, oh yeah, I remember it. I remember it. So we have a great question this evening. It comes from me, TV2LRS. And by the way, if you all want to, if any of you guys have a question for a future Fusion, then you could feel free to email us at fusion at thefusionnet.org. Again, fusion at thefusionnet.org. So there you have it. All right. With that said, it is time for that question of the evening. And it comes from me, and the question is, aside from ham gear, what other electronic equipment do you tinker with? So again, aside from ham radio gear, what other electronic equipment do you tinker with? Take it away, Tinkerbell AC2AE. Tell us what you tinker with.
What do I tinker with? What, right now, or? Well, I don't know. I've got a passion for electronics. So, ham radio and me go together like peanut butter and jelly. So, but aside from ham radio, I'll do anything, electronic wise. Computers, I have recently ventured into making T-shirts. No, no, Dave and Jay, I do not tinker with vibrators. These guys' minds are always in the gutter. So yes, my newest thing that I have been tinkering with is electric bikes. I kind of helped recreate an electric bike that I have here. Put some new connectors on it, different battery, sped it up a little bit. I've always been fascinated with bicycles, just plain old bikes. When I was younger, my friends used to call me Cooter because I was always fixing bikes, and we used to love the Dukes of Hazards, and so I was like the neighborhood bike fixer. So I kind of picked up the name Cooter. But shortly after that, I started working in a bagel store, and then picked up the nickname Joe Bagels, and that kind of stuck with me forever. So what else do I tinker with? Hotspots. Well, I guess that's ham radio related. So that's really about it. Like I say, almost anything electronic, I pretty much tinker with. Just recently got a new BB rifle, so I've been playing with laser sights, looking to get into cap and ball uh, revolvers. They're only about like $250. You can either use cartridges on them now. You could pour some black powder in them, some lead balls, or you could actually buy pre-made cartridges. So I'm really getting into that now. And the way this economy is going, oh, I'm almost going to time this out. The way the economy is going, guys, I definitely suggest getting yourself some sort of firearm because we are on last year's food supply, and I only foresee the next year being more terrible than now. So for all those people who claim to be preppers and got laughed at, man, Well, we got the water, we got the food, and now we got the weapons. AC2, AE, back on over to net control.
C2AE. I love that answer with the electric bike. Hey, Joe, the electric bikes, do those things run on 18650 batteries? Is that true?
Actually, yes, that is true. There's also, what's the other number? They hold a higher amperage. Oh, God, I can't think of the number of them. I think it's 23 something. Oh boy. So, but yes, they do run on that. But you have to be careful with the electric bikes because, like, the tire that I have for the one that I'm using now is a 750-watt tire, and it has it'll draw 24 amps. So if you're not using a battery that can discharge 24 amps at a time, you could overheat the battery. It'll draw too quick, and of course, shorten the length of the ride that you have. There are some pedal assists, so as you pedal, you also send the charge back to the battery. So my suggestion is to everyone get a pedal assist. They'll give you a lot longer life, and if your battery does run too low, all you got to do is pedal for a little bit, and it'll help to recharge the battery. So there's a lot to know about these bikes. I'm actually about to pick up another one that runs on 48 volts. The one I have now runs on 36 volts. So there's different voltages, there's different capacities. I say I just ordered some batteries from China, which are 20,000 milliamps. So it'll give me a lot longer of a ride. The batteries were a heck of a lot cheaper, and the lithium-ion batteries are much, much, much more lighter than the sealed lead acid batteries. Some of these bikes, you can get them up to about 30 miles an hour. The one I've got now does about 29. When it starts hitting around like 17 miles an hour, I know the battery is starting to die out on me and to get home as soon as possible. AC2, AE, back on over to net control.
Wow, very, very cool stuff. Um, you have to be careful with those lithium-ion batteries, though. I don't need to tell you that. but yeah. Um, so that's really awesome. That is very, very cool information right there. I've watched videos on YouTube about these electric bikes and everything, and I think it's pretty fascinating stuff. I have never used one. Um, I'd love to try your bike one day. That would be pretty cool. To kind of see what it's all about. All right, AC2A, thank you very much. All right, let's go on over to KB2IDX. Chris in Cape Coral, Florida. We want to know, aside from ham radio gear, what other electronic equipment do you tinker with, Chris? KB2 LRX. As I hiccup on the air. IDX, are you still with us? All right, nothing heard. So let's go on over to KD2 MSU, Howie in Coney Island. We want to know, aside from ham gear, what other electronic equipment do you tinker with? Go ahead, Howie.
Well, if by tinker you mean open up and try to rearrange things, I don't do any of that. I'm not into changing chips and all that. The only thing I've done with my PCs, the old one is take them apart and give them the Hillary Clinton treatment. Break it apart so it's unreadable. You don't have to be too skilled to do that. And once in a while I rearrange things on my digital scanner and update if there are any new channels that have been switched from analog to digital that are not encrypted. Let's see what else. Electronic equipment, stereos, fool around, the radios. Let's see what else. Oh, let me warn you, those e-bikes are causing a lot of problems for the fire department. I think there's at least 2 major fires a week somewhere in the city of those bikes. I guess people keeping it at home and charging them up, overcharging, they're not using the right charger, and get into trouble with that. So be very careful. And I wonder when you're riding in the street, are you obeying the lights or do you go through your red lights? That's for Joe to answer. This is Kilo Delta 2, Mike Sierra Uniform, back to their control.
All right, Howie. No, you answered the question perfectly. Perfectly. I mean, absolutely perfectly. Tinkering doesn't always mean taking things apart. It means sometimes doing like what you said about like you know messing around with the code plug in your scanner and stuff like that. Um, I think that's great. Well, no, I liked what you said. You called it the Hillary Clinton treatment. That was a good line. And sometimes the Hillary Clinton treatment's fun, where you break things, like you break an old hard drive or something like that, right? You put a drill through it or something like that. Sometimes that's satisfying. I gotta say. I'll let Joe answer your second part of your answer if Joe wants to take it.
Yes, actually, I do want to answer that question. Howard, I do obey the traffic signals and the stop signs when I'm riding out there. I have even resorted to the old style hand signals, straight out for a left, up for a right, and if I'm slowing down, I put my hand down. So I do obey the traffic signals. I'm kind of a stickler for that, even when I'm driving the car. But I will tell you something funny. When I am driving the bike, I often look for the signal on the bike. So I plan on eventually getting the signal for the bike to signal left and right and all that stuff. We just haven't gotten it yet. The controller that I have for the bike, it actually has ports for that. So I just don't have the gear itself yet. But yeah, I am big time with the signals, stop signs, red lights. Don't blow red lights. Don't blow the yellow lights. I do remember how I used to drive when I was younger, and a yellow light meant speed up, and sometimes the red lights were optional, and stop signs were optional when I was younger. So I just think that there's other people out there that probably do that. So I definitely obey the traffic laws. Even without obeying the traffic laws, there are some jerks that are out on the road when they do see a biker out there. I can't speak for the motorcycles, all I could say is for these electric bikes that I've been on. I've seen the cars swerve inwards to try and either, I don't know if they're trying to knock us off the bike or to make us stop or whatever, but there are a lot of idiots out there. And they are very, very, very fortunate that I know Jesus because before I knew Jesus, oh man, I would just start knocking these people right out. So, yeah, that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. AC2, 80.
Amen to that, my friend. And actually, my Bible app came up on my phone, and it says, I have Jesus and I will never walk alone. And that is the absolute positive truth for all of us. So keep praying, keep believing, and keep him by your side always. All right. Let's go on over to N5DWR. Dennis in Spring, Texas. Aside from ham gear, what other electronic equipment do you tinker with?
Well, Jay, I've always tinkered with computers. I think my first one was the Commodore 64. No, there was one before that. I think it was called the Big 20. And I started with that many, many years ago. I've never been very good at it, but I sure do like to play with them. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 of them sitting right around me now, and probably 2 or 3 old ones out in the garage that I break out every once in a while just to play with. I've built 3 or 4 computers for myself or others. That's about it. My other hobby is I do love target practice, and my favorite handgun is the old Colt 1911. You just can't beat it. A lot of people today are into Glocks, but I'll take the old Colt. That's about it. Hand it back to you and say goodnight to everybody. 73. It's good to hear everybody out there. Evidently, there's a lot of people watching the football. So, and 5 DWR.
All right, N5DWR, Dennis in Spring. I got to tell you, I too, and Joe knows this. Joe and I, we have many similar hobbies, and he and I, when we talk on the radio, not on the FusionNet, but just kind of on the radio in general, or sometimes through text or phone, we always talk about like tinkering with computers and those, and that kind of equipment. It's so much fun, man, and you know, yeah, we listen. We've all messed up. We've all had to like do things over or whatever, but that's part of the fun. You know, kind of learning as you go. It's great. It is great. And YouTube is such a resource to kind of learn how to do things. You know, it'll turn an amateur into an expert in like a half hour. So it's really a great resource these days that we have with good old YouTube. All right. N5DWR Dennis, thank you so much, my friend. Miss next, KK7AYJ. Aside from hand gear, what other electronic equipment do you tinker with? Take it away, Annette, from KD2 LRX.
Okay, so I'll be the comedian again tonight. My
Annette? Did we lose you, Annette? Annette, did we lose you? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? KK7AYJ, where'd you go, Annette? We didn't hear you. We didn't hear you. David, I don't know if you can help Annette, but we can't hear Annette on the network. She's not coming through the network. KK7AYJ. Didn't hear you come through. I'm not sure why. You want to give it another try? All right, we'll get back to Annette. I'm not sure what's going on over there. In the meantime, let's do another call for check-in. Any station's looking to check in to FusionNet. Here's your chance, 82 LRX.
8 QEY, Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Bravo Yankee, Bill.
KB2IDX rechecking.
Oh, hey, Bill, what's your local temperature in beautiful Columbus?
Yeah, the temperature is, looks like, I think 65 or thereabouts. Had a nice, fall day.
KB2 IZX, stand by for a second. KE8QBY, you were doubled over. What temperature did you say you had, sir?
Yes, it's about 66 degrees right now. We had a nice fall day today.
Lovely, fantastic. Well, we're glad that you're here tonight. And tonight's question of the evening is, aside from ham gear, what other electronic equipment do you tinker with? We're working our way down the list, and you'll be coming up shortly. But first, let's go on over to KB2IDX. Chris and Cape Coral with your recheck. KB2IDX, I know you had a recheck. Go ahead, sir.
I think it's the internet's giving me fits tonight. Anyway, looks like I'm here this time. KB2IDX. The computers, of course, scanners, anything electromechanical. It started pretty much when I was 5 years old, learning how to take things apart. Of course, it wasn't until I was about 25 that I learned how to put them back together again. And with that, sorry about the double. I'm sending it back to net control. KB2IDX.
KB2IDX. You know what? You bring up a very good point. I think we all start tinkering at a young age, and when we start tinkering at a young age, we don't know how to put the stuff back together. And maybe we still don't necessarily know how to put it all back together at an older age, but I think we get a little bit better over time, especially the more we do it. So there you go. I love the answer: computers, scanners, and anything electronic. I think that's great. And I'm in total agreement with you. And I think a lot of the folks in this net are as well. All right. So let's go on over to Cigarette and Nat again, KK7AYJ. Let's see if she's back to give us her answer.
I think I can, this case is I think I can chime in here for Annette. She was talking about that today the electronic things she works with are kitchen utensils, the washer, the dryer, the television. But David had given her a new machine called a kit, and I guess it allows you to do things with paper, like making books and things. Yeah, books and cards and lots of paper things and being creative. It sounds really interesting.
Oh, that sounds really cool. That sounds really cool. I really appreciate you coming in there, K6OWF, to let us know what Annette was saying. I know that they're having some difficulty coming into the network at the moment, but I appreciate you sort of being her liaison in the meantime while they kind of solve their technical difficulties. So thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. All right, so we'll bypass David for the moment. We'll get back to him at the end. But we'll go over to KB0BSI for his answer to tonight's question. Take it away, Tom.
Yes, good evening to the net this evening, and this is KB0BSI from Minot, North Dakota. The far as electronic stuff that I tinker with is I like to keep stuff running. You know, like when the battery gets dead on my wife's computer, I order a new battery and take the computer or the laptop apart and put it back together. The other thing that I'm currently interested in is Raspberry Pis. The only problem with them is they're non-existent as far as ordering them, except for eBay, and they're not too cheap on eBay. Anyway, so that's basically what I like to do. I'm also an electrician, and I found a little part-time work with a master electrician here in Minot, so it keeps me busy for sure. Okay, KB0 BSI back to net control.
Ah, very cool. Well, that is probably the reason why you like tinkering around with batteries, because you are an electrician. Um, that's fantastic. That's awesome. I think electricians are and plumbers are probably the ultimate tinkerers, because they have to, in order to get things working. So that is fantastic. KD0BSI in Minot, North Dakota. Thank you so much, sir. We'll go on over to Tarragindi, Australia for Bruce's answer to tonight's question. Take it away, Bruce.
dedicated to LRX and the group VK40HT there. So, all right, something that hasn't been mentioned, and actually I don't know personally anybody else who has this interest, but I've taken an interest in the RF capabilities of Android phones. Aside from the connection to a mobile network, I've played with apps that communicate via Wi-Fi direct or Bluetooth low energy, and texting one between the other and direct outside of the network. Because in Australia, although 99% of the Australian population is covered by a mobile network, 90% of the land area is not. So off-grid, offline applications are interesting to me. And in addition to communicating between phones, I also like to do RF survey with using a mobile phone. Both of the networks there. In fact, I've got apart from my phone I use as a phone, I've got a SIM that suits the other two networks. And if I go driving in the countryside, I use one of the programs like Gmon or something like that, and you collect data. And when you get home, you download on your computer and you get a coloured track on the map with the colour indicating the signal strength. So I also even found out how to use that principle to record one of our main internet providers has an RF solution aside from the mobile networks, but it is in fact an LTE 4G network, and they're out in the near country areas there where the cable's not available, and you can use a mobile phone to detect the presence of these RF towers that are just purely for fixed internet access. So having a lot of fun with that sort of thing, mainly with Android phones there. Back to net control, KD2 LRX, VK4EHT.
VK4EHC, that is an interesting thing to tinker with, an interesting hobby you got over there. That is fantastic. I'd love to kind of learn more about that, and learn more about how Australia gets its internet access. You opened up, I guess, a ton of questions that I have for a later time. I thought maybe it was similar to the United States, but I suppose in many ways it's different with these various towers. So good stuff. Thank you very much, Bruce. VK4EHT from KD2LRX. All right, let's go on over to ZL2BEZ, Paul in Wellington, New Zealand. I don't think Paul is still up on the network, but let's see if he is. KD2LRX. All right, nothing heard from ZL2BEZ. So before we go on over to K2CVD, let's go back to KK7AYJ. She might be back up on the network, and we'd love to hear her answer tonight.
KK7AYJ to net control. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you very well now, Annette, so take it away. We'd love to hear your answer.
Well, thank you for the gentleman that did reply to my answers. Basically, I was being silly. Washers, dryers, kitchen appliances, those are the electronics I tinker with. But I did get a Cricut machine, and it is for making paper items, pop-up cards, vinyl. It'll cut some wood and some felt. So a bunch of different type of craft projects. I'm making some paper lanterns right now for the Christmas tree. So that keeps me busy, and I'm about 20 feet away from David's ham shack, and so I can run back and forth back to net control.
Wow, that's very cool. I actually just Googled the Cricut machine, and that's really, really neat. That is very, very cool, this Cricut maker. Very cool. You should definitely talk to Joe, because this looks like something that might be up Joe's alley. It's fascinating. Very cool. You can do so much stuff with this thing. Really, really neat. Okay. Good stuff. So tinkering around with the Cricut machine. Well, a guy who sometimes makes the crickets come out himself. Oh, I know that was a stretch, David. But N7MKY from Boise, Idaho. What kind of gear do you tinker with outside of ham gear?
Yeah, 7MKY. Yeah, that was quite the stretch. You're interrupting my popcorn break. I should send you the video on the Badger car salesman. And don't interrupt me. I'm having my popcorn break. Anyway, electronics. Hey, everybody. If you didn't know, I work for Best Buy, so I play with everything electronics, whether it be Dyson vacuums, Alexa devices, Google devices, Google Chromecast, every laptop imaginable, Pi Stars, which, yeah, you're right, they're totally unavailable right now. And, voice over IP systems. I actually I geeked out and launched Network Chuck YouTube channel. And created my own 3CX PBX system. So if you go to n7mky.com and go to the contact us page, you'll see that I have a phone number there. And you can reach my QTH, you can reach my repeater support, and 7LGN repeater support. Yeah, I am just totally into anything that runs over the internet, anything that turns on, any big screens, televisions, Sonos, speaker systems, home theater systems. If it can be connected to the internet or show something, I'm into it. I love electronics. In fact, if I had to go and take that $1 million bet of being in a cabin for 30 days, no electronics, I'd lose. Back to net control.
I would say that the ultimate toy stores for kids are Best Buy and Micro Center. Hands down, hands down. And having a job at Best Buy, boy, oh boy, I gotta tell you, that has to be a fun one. Getting to mess around with all that stuff. Every laptop, even Dyson vacuums. You wouldn't think a vacuum could be fun until you use a Dyson, I guess, guys. Because Dyson products are really mighty cool. Expensive, but very, very cool. So, very nice. Very, very nice. Ultimate toy store for kids. Best, or for adults, I should say. Best Buy. No doubt about it. Although I wish they'd bring back the CD section. That would be kind of cool. I remember when their CD section was massive. Now they have like 4 CDs. But I guess that's just the generation we're in now. Okay. So, let's go on over to, let's see. We're going down to K2CBD for his answer to tonight's question. K2CBD, take it away, sir. K2CVD, are you with us still, Chris?
K2CVD, the net control. Can you hear me, Jason?
Yes, sirree, Chris. Take it away. And K2CVD, go ahead, Chris.
Okay, Jason, I hope I'm coming through now. What I was saying is I think I'm going to take this in a little different direction. I'm not very big into electronics. That's not my background. I do like to learn how to use things better like computers. But what I'm actually tinkering with right now is old German script. Our church archives have some documents written in old German script called Zitterlenschrift. I won't burden you with all the details, but I'm trying to learn how to read that better. So that's actually what I'm tinkering with now. K2CVD, back to net control.
All right, K2CVD. That's really neat. That is very, very cool. I like your take on that. The different scripts. Wow. Well, I know you have a theology background, so that definitely makes a ton of sense, and that's fascinating. I gotta say, all you guys have some really fascinating things that you like to tinker with. UK2CVD, Bruce blew me away with the RF and the cellular networks and everything. I think that was so cool. But everybody had great answers so far tonight. No doubt about it. Love them all. Dennis with the computers, Joe's answer with the bikes, the electric bikes. Good answers. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I didn't think I would. I thought we would have good answers, but I didn't think we would have some of the ones that you guys are talking about tonight. I'm glad I asked the question. We're going over to K60WF. He answered for Annette before. He was so kind to do that. But we want to know from you, Robert, what other electronic equipment you like to tinker with other than hand gear.
Well, thank you, Jason. Net control. I was talking to some good friends the other day. I've only been a ham for maybe 16 months, and a group of us went through and got all of our licenses and family back. And I guess I'm a legacy because my father was also K60WF, so his shack was a converted closet in my mother's kitchen. So, and I guess it was always around. I just never thought about doing it. And the thought of, I mean, my dad had a key and tried learning code, and it just didn't work out. A few years later, I retired, and Morse code isn't a problem anymore, so went right to it. And all my friends back home, they just kind of kicked back in disbelief that I would touch anything electronic, much less a ham radio. But I guess I got my feet wet working. I've had lots of jobs. It just worked out that way. I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up, but I worked for Hewlett Packard for 2 years, and I started out supporting their Jet Direct card, and so that Jet Direct card was a network card that made your printer load on the network for pretty large corporations, and then they created some black and white printers, and color printers. And I don't know how, but they would, as an exercise, take us out for the day, and we'd go into a room, and we'd be assigned printers that are just laying out there in parts, and we had to put it back together. So I guess I lost my fear of touching anything mechanical, and now that I'm in ham radio, I have the best friends who love this stuff and who just go on and on to help you. And we've got some equipment that we're giving to new hams so they can get started. It's just an all-encompassing and takes a lot of time during the day and makes days go by way too fast. So that's my current interest, Net, and thanks.
All right. That's interesting with those Jet Direct cards. I remember those. I remember those things. They used to have, like, they were metal, kind of looked like a network card, or well, almost, at least from the outside, and they had like those big metal screws in the back that you'd screw them into the back of a printer. I remember those. Very, very interesting. Wow, didn't know you were a tech for HP. I gotta say, speaking of HP, HP is my de facto laptop of choice. Have, I actually have an HP ProBook that is now 20 years old, that is now sort of on its last leg after really putting it through the mill. It still works beautifully. The internet doesn't work without an external wireless card, unfortunately, anymore. It used to have internal wireless that I think that is broken. Although I don't know, I might open it up and see what's up. But I love the HP notebook. I bought a new ProBook that I love. I use an Elite book for work, and I actually bought if this is going off topic, I know that, but I will tell you this. Remember, guys, last week I told you about a cool laptop for like $299 from Micro Center. It was like an Asus notebook. I ended up picking up the sucker, and let me tell you, it is cool. It is a cool laptop. I'm so glad I bought it. So glad I bought it. I didn't really even need it, but I had to have it for that price. So, I don't know if they're still available or not, but definitely if you have a Micro Center nearby, definitely check that out. But enough of that. I know I went off topic there. But when you said HP, that just kind of got me going. I love HP products. All right. Let's see. Oh, and I remember back in the day, HP Vectras. Those were cool computers. All right. Let's see. We're up to TV6DHR. I would love to hear his answer to tonight's question.
Okay, so was it other electronic hobbies or other hobbies, period, is the question.
Aside from hand gear, what other electronic equipment do you tinker with? Now, others in the group did mention things that were non-electronic, so it's sort of free game. So, the world is your oyster, sir. Go for it, Michael.
Well, let's see. Obviously, besides ham radio, I'm into computers. I've got the wife has a laptop. I've got a Dell laptop, and I've got a Mac Mini, which the thing frustrates the Jesus out of me, because it's not window based. I'm still learning on that one. I mainly only use it for watching stuff online, races and things like that. Electronic wise, I guess would be quadcopters, and I don't call them drones. I hate that word. I call them quadcopters. I've got some Chinese ones. I've got a race quad. I've got two DJIs. I've got a Mavic Mini and a Mavic Mini 2. let's see. My guns aren't electronic, but okay. I can shoot guns in my backyard where I live at here. So it's kind of nice, you know. I don't have to worry about the Rage Master getting upset if I'm drinking beer because I am the Rage Master. Satellite cameras. I did alarm systems, stereo systems. Pretty much anything along those lines. You know, I fooled around with appliances a little bit, but I don't really consider them electronic per se. But then again, that's just me. Let's see, where am I at here? I got a minute 10 left. And also, I'm an off-roader. I have a 2021 Polaris Razor XP Pro Ultimate, 181 horsepower, turbocharged electronic suspension, and stuff like that there. Thanks for doing the net tonight. Back to you.
You're a guy that speaks my language, Mike. I love the off-roading. I love the quadcopters. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I actually have one myself, and I'm dying to take it up. And you know what? Maybe one day I'll take it to Joe's house and we'll bring that thing up. We'll launch it from the bottom floor of his building and we'll bring it right up to his roof. That'd be sweet. Very, very cool stuff. Very, very cool stuff, Michael and Kelso. KB6DHR. All right, I'm curious about this next one. Russ in Manchester. Russ, I want to know from you, aside from hand gear, what other electronic equipment do you tinker with, my friend?
Well, that's a loaded question. Just to make things short, I guess. Yeah, I kind of have to agree with Joe way back. If it's electronics, I mess with it. Power supplies, computers. I first started with Christmas lights, and I think I've said this before. When I was like in 4th or 5th grade. That was the Christmas lights where if one went out, they all went out. And so I wanted to find out what one went out. If only one went out, then the rest of them would work. Well, of course, I unplugged and plugged. But finally, I come up with a circuit that a year later, but I came up with a circuit. It was kind of like an SWR vector analyzer, I guess, in a way. I didn't know it at the time, but I could hook that up, and it would tell me about what light was down. If it was a 25 light set, it would tell me number 18. So 17, 18, or 19, probably bad. And by golly, it worked. I was just tickled pink. And I had a lot of people wanting to buy that, but I didn't, of course, have it in. It was all laid out on a board, and it looked dangerous to even look at. But yeah, it worked. It worked great. Of course, then they switched them, but that was one of my big things. The other thing is a flashlights. I'm a collector of flashlights. I love flashlights of all kinds, all intensities, all battery powers, and I love upgrading in them. I try to buy two if I can. One to keep it original, and the other one to upgrade to a LED or whatever it's going to take. And I'm having a lot of fun with that. And building audio amplifiers. And building an audio amplifier, I found out I had some interference. And I go, why? And I'm filtering it down. Finally, I figured out where it's coming from. It's coming from a stoplight just right around the corner from me. And so I found out that puts it out. I also found out that if the police or the fire or something want to go through stoplights, before they get there, they can hit a button, and that will change the light to green for them and red for everybody else. So I developed a stoplight detector. Yes, I can tell you now, if it's green.
Rusty, I think you timed out, my friend. I think you timed out.
Jason, thank you. And I went to flip over the thing, and I didn't. And I take Joe. I take back everything I said about Monday night. Forget that. I don't know where I timed out at, but I'll get you on the. We'll go back to. Well, we did the flashlights, audio amps. Yeah, I developed a sensor for circuits for the traffic lights. So I now know about if they're green, about how long they're going to stay green, how long they're going to stay yellow, or when they'll go to yellow. And normally they're on yellow for 5 seconds, but and then they go to red. But yeah, I developed one of those, and it works quite well. And had a great help. I'm an electronics engineer. I'm an electronics technician. I'm sorry, I said engineer. Oh boy, am I sorry. I have a good friend at WA2PUX, and he's on the internet, by the way, and puts out some videos. But he's a great friend, and some of the stuff I can take to him is not sure how to build it. Here's what I want. So he'll build it, and then, of course, we were told in electronics school, the engineers design it, you guys fix it and make it right. So that's what we've been kind of doing. Anyway, I've used up too much time. David, great for Best Buy. I only got to Radio Shack. But thank you, David. I like Best Buy. We used to call them Worst Buy in Dubuque. But anyway, that's going to be it for me now. This is KG0BK.
Russ, very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. And those are fighting words, said David. Fighting words, I tell you. Going at Worst Buy in Dubuque. Hopefully the Best Buy in Manchester is a bit better. All right, KG0VK from KD2LRX. All right, let's go on over to KD8QBY, our friend Will in Columbus, Ohio. Love to hear his answer to tonight's question. Take it away, Will.
Yep, well, like most of the rest of you, computers, home automation, and all things GPS. One of the things I like to do is do geocaching, which is an activity that uses a GPS and for GPS coordinates to locate things hidden around the world. And gets me out and get some exercise. And yeah, it's computer electronic stuff. You folks mentioned Micro Center. Well, Columbus, Ohio is the home of the original Micro Center. And I've been shopping with them for probably nearly 40 years. I try to stay away. Back to net control, 88 QBY.
Yeah. You know, it's funny what you said about staying away from Micro Center. So, the last time I went in, I purchased something. The 2 times before that were the only 2 times in my life that I didn't walk out of Micro Center with something in my hand. Only 2 times. And I thought there was something wrong with me for not buying something. Like, even if it's a surge protector, like, you always walk out of Micro Center with something. And, like I said, last time I went in, I purchased something. 2 times before that, I did not. So I was like, am I sick or something? You know, is this a symptom of like COVID or something? What's going on here? Wow. Columbus, Ohio. I got to take a trip just to pay homage to the original Micro Center. I'm not sure if my fiance would like that idea. Maybe I could go on our honeymoon in Columbus, Ohio. So I went to Columbus Blue Jackets and we could go to the original Micro Center. I'm not sure if that's going to fly. But if it was up to me, it would fly. All right. Thank you so much, Will. KE8QBY. All right, I'm tossing it back to our good friend in 7MCY. Um, Joe loves Micro Center too. David would love Micro Center if he had one in his neighborhood. And I said that almost as a dig because I know he wishes he had a Micro Center. And I actually, Joe and I are very fortunate that we really have 3 Micro Centers in our area. There's one in Brooklyn. There's one on Long Island. There's one in Queens. So we're very, very blessed, fortunate people. You know, a lot of people in like the South and they're like, oh yeah, well we have like this restaurant, like you guys had Chick-fil-A years before New York ever had them or whatever, and you would brag about that and everything. Well, we have Micro Center, okay? So anyway, I'm tossing it back to David. He's got a comment about Best Buy. Take it away, David.
Yeah. Talking about Worst Buy. Well, I gotta say, probably the most popular and most curious place to go was, if you've never been to a Fry's Electronics, that was like Candyland. You wanted astronaut ice cream, the transistor, they had it. You wanted a resistor, they had it. You wanted the latest and greatest computer, they had it. Now, of course, when it comes to in, am I still here? Am I still transmitting? There we go. B&H Photo was a lot of fun as well. Yes, I'm holding the P button down. But yeah, Best Buy is about the only game in town, except for Micro Center, and yes, we wish we had one. And if they had a Radio Shack, Radio Shack would kill. All right, well, that's all I got. If you missed the Fry's Electronics, well, they're closed now, unfortunately. Back to Net Control.
All right. You know, I've heard of Fry's Electronics. I've never been to one. In fact, I was recently watching a video on YouTube on Fry Electronics, and I wish that I've been to one. I remember Radio Shack had an Incredible Universe. Remember that? That was sort of like Best Buy before Best Buy, and it didn't take off. It was a total flop. And then after that, there was Circuit City. Oh, and Incredible Universe was owned by Radio Shack. Um, and then there was Circuit City. Circuit City was a cool store. I liked Circuit City. And they didn't do well. But Best Buy kind of stood around. And, you know, whatever they're doing it right. And actually, when you walk into a Best Buy, what's really neat is it's like they have different worlds, actually, that you kind of go into. Like, there's the audio world where you have, like, all the expensive HD TVs, like Magnolia and all that. And then you go into the computer section, and they have you know, the whole PC section, a laptop section, an Apple section. Yuck, Apple. And although I do have an iPad, and I do like my iPad, I gotta say, it's clutch. And then they even have a section I think you can buy like home appliances and stuff like that, which is kind of neat. So Best Buy, I gotta tell you, it's definitely got its place. It's a pretty cool place. And they make their own line of electronics themselves, Insignia. Pretty cool. Yeah, Micro Center though, man, I gotta say, that's my jam right there. I love Micro Center. No question about it. I could spend, like, whenever, like, I have to be in the area where Micro Center is, like, say Leonora needs to go to Target or something like that, I'll drop her off at Target, and I will spend my time at Micro Center. Just totally look at everything. Even if I don't need something, just look aisle to aisle and take my time. So, anyway, enough on Micro Center. We are not endorsed by Micro Center, everybody. We just love it. Okay. Are there any other stations wishing to check in? Please call Net Control now.
November Victor 7, Sierra Sierra.
Kenny, Indian Springs, Nevada. Let me guess, you're going to have the warmest temperature tonight. And also, tell us your temperature, and also tell us, my friend, aside from hand gear, what other electronic equipment do you tinker with? Take it away, sir. The floor is yours.
Thanks. A little bit there, so I wasn't sure of the question. But the temperature tonight, we had a storm come through, so we cooled it off. We had a big storm, I'll tell you. We had a cloud burst, and we had hail and everything. About an inch and a half. Just, but man, it was really coming down. It's 91 degrees out there right now. And believe it or not, Saturday, it's supposed to be 81 degrees here. Can you believe that? 81 degrees for the high. So, yeah, I didn't get it there. You broke up on me.
NV7SS, I will tell you this. Yeah, you guys are cooling down, but you still have the hottest temperature of the night. No question, 91 degrees. So tonight's question is, aside from hand gear, what other electronic equipment do you tinker with?
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's solar. Yeah, I like solar stuff. I make lights for outside and everything. To shine up the yard. Try to make things come on automatically and go off and everything, and make those that do all that for me. And don't have to buy any kind of light. Just make my own. I also make my own solar panels. Like I got but and that's a pretty neat little job there. I like that, doing that room. But that's my little job. I like solar stuff. So anyway, let me that, and we'll turn it back to you. Thanks a lot. This is NV7SS in Indian Springs, Nevada. I just turned 90 degrees.
NV7SS. Wow, that's a good one. I gotta say, you know, what you just told me just kind of reinforces. You guys have some really cool stuff that you tinker with, and some really cool hobbies. I gotta really say, awesome. Making your own solar panels. I think that's the first. I think that's really neat. That's awesome. That is very cool stuff. And tinkering around with solar. Very cool. Very cool stuff. Makes sense for him. I mean, coming up and figuring out different alternative, power sources is definitely good. Like when you're kind of off the grid and you need power. So how about it? NV7SS, fantastic. Any other stations looking to check in? Please call Net Control now. All right, with nothing heard, I guess I'll give my answer, and then we'll kind of close things off. So, I love to tinker with computers. That's my number one thing. Opening them up, putting in new processors, putting in new RAM, tinkering with computers that aren't meant to be opened up and upgrading those, like those one-piece Apple computers. I forgot what they call them. I've done that. Gotten electrically shocked while doing it. Don't recommend it, but definitely great in a project, spectacular. So I was really happy with upgrading that machine. SSD, RAM, and all that good stuff. I also like messing around with, professional audio equipment, professional radio equipment, microphones, mixing boards, microphones, all the stuff that kind of goes hand in hand, and kind of messing around and playing around with that stuff, and it makes me happy. So those are my go-tos in terms of what I tinker with outside of ham radio gear, too. So, great answers tonight, guys. I hope you had as much fun as I did listening to all of your answers. And this is KD2 LRX, your control operator for this evening. Are there any comments or questions before we kind of wrap things up?
Kilo 2, Charlie Victor Delta to net control.
Yes, sir. Go ahead with your stats, and I'm sure you'll text them to us as well, correct?
Correct. I'll text them to you in just a second. So here we go. Tonight we had 6 time zones, 9 U.S. states, 1 Australian state, 1 New Zealand region, 3 countries, 2 continents, 12 cities, and our new stat for the night is 3, count them, 3 non-NCO timeouts. K2CVD, back to net control.
Comment?
It's Chris, K2CVD, the man with the stats each and every Thursday for FusionNet. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So grateful for that. All right, fantastic. Any other comments or questions as before we close out this wonderfulness that we had tonight?
I've got a comment.
Of course, Joe. Go ahead, sir.
Well, I sent it in a text to the net control operators a little earlier tonight on a different subject, but I reject K2CVD's reality with net control or non-net control operator timeouts, and I replace it with my own reality.
Well, in all fairness, he didn't. NCO timeout 0, non-NCO timeout 3. All right, I know Russ timed out one, so I'm not sure who else was the second, but he got you, Joe, as the third.
K2CVD for a comment.
Yes, sir. Take it away.
Well, earlier I actually saw visual evidence from David, N7MKY, that Joe timed out twice. Now, if that's wrong, I will bow only slightly to his reality. But if it isn't, numbers don't lie. K2CVD, back to net control.
Wait a minute. Comment.
The man of God, and he's honest as a result of that. But Joe just sent a look at that. David just threw some evidence in our little chat. Joe, I'll give you a chance for a rebuttal.
All right, okay. Since I have a higher authority to answer to, I will admit to the first timeout. The first timeout, I definitely timed it out. The second one, however, I had 3 seconds according to when I took my foot off the pedal. So what happened was, I believe, now this is just purely speculation, that 3 seconds I took my foot off the pedal, there's a 3-second delay within the system. So I believe that by the time it got back to Dave's system, because I'm going to take my own photo now, because now I got the logs here too. Because according to my logs, there was no timeout. So at Dave's time, I believe it was 8:20 that had happened, or 9:20. So I'm going to look that up right now. And we have discrepancies. It said there was one at 19:11, and then there says that there was one at 19:20:18. So here, I'm going to look up 19:20:18 on my system and take a photo and prove to you guys that I tell the truth.
Well, as net control operator, there's only one way to handle this situation. We have to do a vote, and we are going to ask all of the net control operators to vote. Myself, Joe, David, and Russ. All right, my vote is I'm giving Joe the benefit of the doubt and saying that he did not time out. David, what say you?
We time out, vote.
All right, we have 1-1 right now. Okay. Joe, I'm going to say, is going to say that he didn't time out. So that is 2-1 right now. And then we'll toss it over to Russ. Russ, go ahead, Russ. What say you?
Well, not really being a net control operator, but I got in late. When I got in, it was about 10 after, close to 11 after, and I heard Joe come in and say, no, I timed out. So at 11 after, he timed out. The other ones I absolutely cannot be certain of. But while I've got you on, Jay, Joe, and David, if you stick around after net, I got a quick thingy for you. But that's my story, and I guess that's the best I can do. KG0VK.
Wait a minute. Comment. Listen, I've got 2 sources of proof. I've got not only the FusionNet, but I've got the Fusion 2 as proof. I sent photo evidence I have 2 photo evidences. So it was a lingering system that timed out on his side only. Woo-hoo!
So is that considered a timeout?
KD2 LRX, let me have this. As the acting net control this evening and the final judge and jury, I am ruling on a final decision here that says that Joe, based on the extra evidence he brought into the courtroom, is not guilty. Is not guilty. Therefore, we only had 2 non-NCO timeouts tonight. 2 NCO non-timeouts. So, Joe, you're not guilty on that second offense. Congratulations.
Whew. I feel like Johnny Depp.
All right, with that said, guys, let's wrap this thing up right now. So, this is a weekly meeting of FusionNet, where our mission is to have fun and help educate those individuals interested in learning about the amateur radio hobby and to continue building the fellowship of hams across the world. We host this weekly net on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, where participants pass traffic and comments, and we discuss all things amateur radio related with an emphasis on the various digital modes and beyond. Each week, Net Control either presents a question or topic open for discussion or hosts a trivia night where participants put their knowledge to the test on various amateur radio topics. We encourage participants to email us with subjects they would like to discuss on FusionNet to fusion@thefusionnet.org. Most of all, we want you to have fun. Why? This is your net, and we want to make sure we're covering topics you want us to discuss. Go on over, check out our website, thefusionnet.org. Remember, you check in 10 times, you get full access to that website because you're an official member of the FusionNet. 10 consecutive times, that is. Club members contribute their time and their money to provide all these services to the local amateur radio community, and we would appreciate your support. All right, one final last call for check-ins. Any stations looking to check in as we wrap up the net? All right. So, with that said, the warmest temperature of the night goes to NV7SF, that's Ken in Indian Springs, Nevada, and the coolest temperature of the night goes to ZL2BEZ, Paul in Wellington, New Zealand. All right. I'd like to thank the following stations for checking in tonight. AC2AE, Joe in Brooklyn, New York, KB2IDX, that's Chris in Cape Coral, Florida, KB2MSU, Coney Island, Brooklyn, N5BWR, Dennis in Spring, Texas, KK7AYJ, Annette in Boise, we had 107MKY, also in Boise, David, we had KB0BSI, Tom in Minot, North Dakota, and how about VK4DHT, Bruce in Tarragindi, Australia. We had ZL2BEZ, Paul in Wellington, New Zealand, K2CVD, that's Chris on the Upper West Side of New York City, K2CVD, we had K6OWF, Bob in Boise, Idaho, we had KB6CHR, Michael in Kelso, Washington, KG0BK, Russ in Manchester, Iowa, how about KE8QBY, that's Will in Columbus, Ohio, and NV7SF, that's Ken in Indian Springs, Nevada. So, thank you so much all for checking in, participating in the net. I hope you had as much fun as we all did. Joe is not guilty, so hallelujah to that. And remember this, in the great words of inventor and futurist Nikola Tesla, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. This is KD2LRX. The fusion is now over. The network is returned to casual communications. Thank you, 7-3 to all, and have a wonderful night. KD2LRX, I am clear.
Jay, awesome net, brother. Awesome net. And I know you know this song by Edwin Starr called Contact. Eye to eye, contact.
That is a jam, that song. That is an absolute jam, that song. I love that song.
Yo, I know you gotta go 'cause it's getting late and stuff like that, but man, I was looking at that picture that night that we went to that club with Marty. I tried to contact Marty. Dude, Marty is MIA, man. I don't know. I haven't spoken to him since the beginning of COVID, and I tried to contact him a few months ago, and he hasn't answered. So I'm hoping everything is okay with Marty, man. But dude, that night was a night for the records, man. That was an awesome night, man. For those who were out there, man, we had a place, and this was actually the very last night that they did it. And it's a restaurant in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn. And every year they would have a 70s throwback party, and it would be all disco music. It's just been a blast for years. And it was 2 years ago was the last one that they did, and it was a benefit for the owner's sister who had passed away from breast cancer, and she was considered what we called a disco queen, and she just loved disco. So in her honor, he would throw this benefit every year, and my wife and I would go. And this particular year, we invited Jay and Marty and one of my wife's friends, and just we had a few people just meet there, and we just had a fantastic time. And I can honestly say that was probably one of the nights that AC2AE got drunk. Probably the last one of the few of the last nights that I had that I was still drinking back then. But what a great night, man! Memories, man. That picture just brought back so many memories, and I just can remember when this song came on that we were just jumping up and down like maniacs.
As the famous group Shalimar would say, it was a night to remember. And yes, that was a great, great, great night. I remember it like it was yesterday. And then I remember going home with you and like both of us like you in your living room. You have two like sofa chairs, and you were in one, I was in one, and we were like done.
Disco, disco dark.
Rick Dees, Rick Dees. All right, folks, I'm out of here. I am exhausted. I was in the city all day, got home late, and I need some Z's. So 7-3 to all. The website will be updated tomorrow evening. Have a great night, all. Love you all. KD2LRX. I am clear.
People, now they all got gray hair and bald. Woohoo!
Hey, Jay, Joe, and David, are you